Hello friends, my beautiful viewers. After a long pause, again I am on the platform of our YouTube channel BNCMA Study Festivity. I am Dr. Pranav Kumar Chakraborty, as you all know. Those who are my viewers, my subscribers, you are aware of it. Now friend, today I would like to take up the topic, the subject that I am going to take up is statistics. It is the 109, that is the ninth deliberation of the first part of the subject statistic. आप लोग देखिए, पहले हम लोग क्या किए हैं, 1 से लेकर 8 तक जो क्लास किए हुए हैं, आप मेरा लिंक इस वीडियो में रहेगा, आप लोग उसको प्लीज़ देख लीजिएगा. Because all the classes which I have been taking, all are very, very systematic. If you leave one class, one deliberation, one episode, then you will lose the link. Okay. So friend, my request is that if you want to know statistics better way, in some better way, minutely, vividly, तो आपको एक काम तो करना ही पड़ेगा दोस्त. एक माने हर वीडियो को डिटेल में देखिए. डिटेल में देखते हुए आपको अच्छा लगे तो इसको सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, और आपको जो भी बोलना है हमको, प्लीज़ कम्युनिकेट मी, मेक नेसेसरी कमेंट्स और contact me in my WhatsApp number. Okay, clear? So now let us come to the topic of discussion today. Friend, the generic topic that has been named today is statistics analysis. Okay, the analysis part, I have already told you that statistics, what are the different phases of the process of statistics. The first phase of statistical process is collection of data, you are aware of it. Next, scrutinization of data, that also has been spelled out. And now third part was tabulation. Episode 7, 6, 7, 8 was fully devoted on the issues of tabulation. The tabulation process of statistics contains two functions. One is summarization of the data, and next one is presentation of the data. We have prepared frequency distribution table, and with the help of that we have presented the data. Okay, the data have been summarized and it has been presented. Now our next phase is analysis and measurement, and this is the topic today. Not only today, this is the topic. This is a very, very comprehensive topic, and it will take huge number of classes for statistical analysis. Our today's discussion I have segregated in 3 parts. One, revisiting the past, that is number 1, revisiting the past, that is statistical process. Next one, order of measurement, that is part 2, and part 3 is central tendency. So this is the different segment of our discussion today. Now analysis and measurement, what do we do? Basically, you are aware of it, statistics is meant for supplying necessary information for decision making. When you are collecting data in huge number, the mass of data, mass of information collected, that one single data may not come to your use, and again you cannot work with the whole of the observations, which is very high in number. So what we have to do? We have to choose, we have to collect, we have to find out the exact value which would be taken into account for the purpose of our analysis. Okay, for interpretation and analysis. So for interpretation, we have to find out some representative data. some representative data, and that representative data will serve our purpose for the purpose of interpretation and decision making. Okay. So, now this is the part, and that is the part of measurement. Okay. So, through analyzing the statistical information, that is the data, after tabulation of the data, we go on analyze that. We go on analyzing that. In order, this is known as also measurement. What do we measure? There are three types of measurement. Okay, order of measurement: measurement of the first order, measurement of the second order, and measurement of the third order. Measurement of first order. Measurement of first order is known as measurement of central tendency. I am coming a bit later with the concept of central tendency. The measurement of the first order is known as measurement of central tendency. What is that? Why? For studying the values of the observation around which most of the items concentrate, or the central tendency, in the generic meaning, central tendency is the tendency of the value to rotate around a central value. So, there must be a tendency of centering around some specific value. Okay. So, that specific value is known as central tendency. That is the central value. It is not the central tendency, it is the central value. This is, and to find out what is central tendency? Central tendency is the tendency of the data to rotate around a central value. This central value we have to calculate, and that is our first order of measurement, that is measurement of central tendency. Clear? So, through measurement of central tendency, we find a specific number, a specific datum that is chosen, that is analyzed. After analyzing the statistical data with the help of some methods, we find out a single number, a single datum which around which the other observations rotate. Okay, that is, it is the study. Measurement of the first order refers to the studying of the value of the observation around which most of the item concentrate. Okay, that is the first order. Second order, measurement of second order. Measurement of second order basically means as measurement of dispersion. What do we find out? That it is used for studying the disparity of values around the average or around the central value. The central value is basically regarded as average. Okay, and what is the disparity? What is the difference? What is the difference of other values from the average is the measurement of second order, that is known as measurement of dispersion. Clear? And the third order measurement of the third order, that is measurement of skewness and kurtosis. Skewness basically is concerned with the symmetry and asymmetry. Okay, and kurtosis is regarded as the pickedness, and it is concerned with the concentration. It is the study of the concentration of frequency. How the frequencies are concentrated. It may be concentrated to a central value, or it may be dispersed from the central value. When it is dispersed from the central value, it is known as asymmetrical, and when it is more or less close to the central value, it is known as symmetrical. Okay, and so these are the three order of measurement. First order, measurement of central tendency. What is central tendency? Central tendency is the tendency of the values to rotate around a central value. The central value we find out is known as average. Okay, basically known as average. Clear? And then next, second order measurement. Here we find out the dispersion, the differences of the other values from the central value. समझ लो, सेंट्रल वैल्यू आपको जो मिला है, जो एवरेज वैल्यू मिला है, जो सेंट्रल वैल्यू मिला है, वो सेंट्रल वैल्यू से अदर्स जो डाटा है वो कितना डिफर करता है. सो इट इज़ कंसर्न विथ फाइंडिंग आउट द डिस्पैरिटी और द डिफरेंसेस of the other values from the central value. and third one is the third order of measurement is measurement of skewness and kurtosis. It is concerned with the studying the concentration of frequencies. Okay. So, friend, our first part is that here in analysis I have shown you central tendency, that is first order measurement, then dispersion is the second order measurement, and symmetry and pickedness, that is skewness and kurtosis. These are the measurement of the third order. Okay. So, these are the measurement of third order. Clear? Now, and after getting the values, we go on making interpretation. Okay. So, interpretation is our basic objective, and with the help of after interpretation of the data which we have got through this analysis and measurement, the data we obtain is analyzed and interpreted for the purpose of decision making. So, now come to the concept of central tendency. Basically, I have already told you, now again I am telling, central, there is one single value must be found out. There must be a single value. There must be a single value that reads the characteristics of the complex and varied mass of data is known as central value. Well, what is central value? Central value is that single value. And that value reads the characteristics of the complex and varied mass of data. So, you have collected huge number of data. Okay, huge number of data you have collected, and these data have been scrutinized. All are unwanted data, unwanted information, deleted, and then all these are more or less pure data, and these data are presented, are summarized and presented, and that process is known as tabulation. And after getting that, after doing that, we have to analyze the data, and while analyzing we first find out the central value. Central value means a particular value which reads the characteristics, basic characteristics of the complex and varied mass of data, and that is central value, and this central value is commonly known as average. There is another concept, I will come in my next class, I will let you know the detail of averages. Okay. Now, this value always falls between the highest and the lowest value. So, the central value which we find out with the help of our statistical tools must fall between the lowest value and the highest value. Naturally, central value it might be in between these two. So, there cannot be any central value outside this range. Okay, it cannot be any value after lower or after the higher value. Clear? So, this is this central value lies between the highest and the lowest data, and it is generally located in the center or middle of the observation as the value, as the name suggests, central value. Central value means the value that resides in the center of the observation. Clear? So, then, and this average, that is the central value, is the process of condensation. Clear? Now, what are the objectives of central tendency? The objective of central tendency is to find out obtain a single representative value that describe the characteristics of the entire group, that is the total group of observation. The total group of observation, out of the total group of observation we find out a central value. Okay, and that central value is generally known as average. So, what is central value? Central value is the value that resides between, generally in the middle of the observation. It is in between the highest and the lowest number. Okay, it must reside within that, and it is basically a central part, in the central part of the observations. Clear? And this is that is why it is known as central tendency. The measurement of central value or average is known as central tendency. Well, what is central tendency? Central tendency is the process of finding out the central value. Clear? What is central value? Central value is the value around which the other value rotate, and this central value is the representative value. It represents the entire observation, entire complex and varied mass of data. Okay, so we have collected huge number of data. They are complex and varied in number. They are complex. They are varied in number, and out of that we find out a single data around which the other observations rotate, and that is known as central value, and it is also known as average. And the process of finding out this central value is the characteristic of the data to around that central value is known as central tendency. Clear? And central tendency is find out with the help of average, and average is known as the process of condensation. Clear? So friends, this is the in a nutshell I have told you the basic part of the starting of the analysis and measurement of statistical data. For our analysis today, we have segregated our class in 3 small parts. One is the revisiting the past, that is statistical process. I have already spelled out these are the process of statistics, and now the analysis and measurement we are concentrating today, and the analysis and measurement has been shown in that part. In part 2, there is measurement of the first order, that is central tendency, measurement of the second order, measurement of dispersion, and measurement of third order, that is measurement of skewness and kurtosis. Clear? So these are the different orders of measurement. And now what is central tendency? Central tendency, here I have told you, central tendency is the tendency of the value observation to rotate around a central value, and this central value is the representative value. It is the representative value that represent the huge mass of complex data. Okay, complex and varied mass of data. Clear? And that is central value or average. This value always falls between the highest and the lowest values of data, and it is generally located at the center, in the center or middle of the observation. And that is, what are the objectives of central tendency? The objective is to find out the central value, that to obtain a single representative value, please take it into account, single representative value that describes the characteristics of the entire group. Okay, and now next to it helps us in making the comparison of the different sets of observation. So that is in a nutshell the concept of central tendency. In my next episode, that is episode number 110, you will get the concept of average and calculation of average. Okay, so thank you friend.